Peace, love, and light, everybody. So, I thought I'd give everybody an update. Oh, I'm back home. I'm back home. I'm excited. I'm in my space. Look. Hang on. Let me see how they let me turn. Oh, look. Oh, I'm back home. Okay, so I thought I'd give you guys an update on this parasite that's on my ass right now, who I call a boss, who I programmed as a boss, right? So I can get through this parasite, right? So he just like keeps trying me. Remember, he lied about how much money I was gonna make. Then he starts like throwing little jobs in, one after another, right? And then yesterday he said that about the urinals. I asked him about, like, I was like, how much am I making? You know, and he was like, why? And then, you know, you guys heard the whole story. Well, and I said, I wonder what tomorrow will bring, because, like, I'm embracing it. Like, this has been 40 years of, like, people just, like, wanting to kill you all the time. And, like, literally, I had a friend be like, I just want something to go good for you. They were like, you seem to have an issue everywhere you go. And I'm just, like, laughing inside. I'm like, oh, silly rabbit. Like, I don't feel bad. Don't you feel bad? This is I programmed this. Like, I'm like, it's only making me stronger, and it's only enhancing my gifts. Like, that's it. And my love, like, the more emotions I go through, like, I grow through, right? So he's been trying me. Now today was a dark day. Like, I was about to have to change positions again. I had a few of my older children come into town. My girls are getting ready to move away, and like they're all chilling, you know. Like my cats miss them, my dog miss them. Like, we're all just having a good time, right? Well, I knew that I was gonna have to get through some dark before I could get to this light. So I'm like, oh. Like, it still doesn't change anything, right? You're still like, what the fuck, right? But now you're conscious of going into it. So it's like, I knew this fucker was going to start with me. So what does he do? He cancels the other person, so I have to work on my own on the weekend. Whatever. I can do it. I can do, like, no ego shit, but, like, we're the shit Blu-rays. Like, whatever. That's why you hate us. So it's like, I did the work, set the person up. They had 45 minutes left. The person he called off so I could do it alone. And then, right before I'm getting ready to leave, he says, right, and this is my test because I'm moving on to something better on Monday. He says, because remember I told you, do not react, Saturn retrograde, like, within, like, bring it within, like, it's all within anyway, just internalize. So he says he has, because now he's petrified of me. Ever since I caught him in the lie yesterday, now it's like, he's like, oh my God, like he doesn't even want to face me. So he calls Shayla, the front desk girl, the one that said she doesn't clean bathrooms, but everybody does, right? And he says, she comes back and she says, well, I'm killing it and busy and dying and, like, in a terrible mood because it's overcast, and I knew it was going to be dark, and I knew I was going to have to deal with some more dark shit when I got out, and, like, release and all that. So she goes, Mr. Patel wants you to know that he watches the cameras and that you can't be on your earbuds. I was like, girl, I didn't even bring earbuds today. Like, and what cameras? Like, if he's watching the cameras, he should see that I'm alone and moving. But he knows that. He knows that, right? So why even react? I was like, yeah, I figured I'd get messed with. That's what I said to her. I figured, like, whatever. So then, she's like, well, maybe he meant yesterday. I said, Yeah, but I do it while I'm cleaning. Like, you know, I listen to, you know, my stuff while I'm cleaning and my earbud. And she's like, oh, that's fine. I said, so what's he talking about then? Like, oh, it's just fuckery. You know what I mean? To throw you off your path. Like, just to, like, give loosh, you know? They need it. They ain't getting it. But the funny part is, here's our trickster shit. Last laugh is on you, because you woke up on a Saturday morning as a millionaire and thought about me. Little old me. And your mood's affecting all those people. If I were you, I guess you're not happy. Your ego is just like, whoa. Like, it has to be, because you're not grateful. Like, you would know what you had if you were. Like, you'd be kinder. But no. Remember what I said. I was just talking to my Capricorn about it. I said, maybe you didn't cast them to be the good guy. Maybe you cast them to be the bad guy. Like, not everybody, I stopped saying, like, oh, I see the good in everybody. I don't, because not everybody's good. I can see God everywhere I turn, but it doesn't mean that you're a good, like, let's not even say good, a kind, graceful, loving individual. Like, communicative, emotionally intelligent, divine feminine or masculine individual, meaning balanced individual of the perfect gender, like law of gender, right? Like, no more polarity, you know, no more of that. You know, so it's like, Blu-rays, it's never gonna be what you think it's gonna be. It's never gonna be butterflies and roses for us, but we can laugh at this shit like it's a cosmic joke. We program this shit. Let the game get easier. And the more we remember, the more effective we are. So let me tell you what happened. What synchronicity brought me right back to grace. Like, right back to my higher self, the creator, like right back, right? So I'm walking away, and I knew it was going to be tough, so I had to release. Remember I did that video about, like, how you have to release? So I cry when I release, right? So I'm crying, and I'm talking to myself, and the more I talk to myself, like, the less crying happens, because you've already expected it. What are you crying for? You don't feel like a victim, right? So a little bit's okay, feel it out. Like, so the crying's not so much anymore, since the victim shit went away, and, like, with the ego and the void, you know, that incredible dark night with, like, that was, like, trippy and whoa. Like, the realities were like, what? You know, so I'm walking, and I say, ancestors, like, just help me out. Like, show me where I'm supposed to go. Because it's not with these parasites, right? No, right? I know this. I'm just going along, like, with what Bashar says the definition of abundance is. Doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, right? So I was supposed to take this so I can do this and learn this and teach this and blah blah and transcend this and alchemize this and whatever you want to call it, right? So as I'm walking, this 93-year-old gentleman pulls over and rolls down his window and asks me if I want to ride. And I'm like, hi. I'm like, where are you going? He goes, I'm going to Salisa's, and it's a little breakfast place, right? And I'm like, oh, is that your spot? And he's like, yep, I guess it is. Real modest, like, but also a little jaded and sad and lonely, I could feel. So I said, yeah, I'm just going, like, a few streets over. And he was like, yeah, no problem. Like, jump in. And, you know, he had, like, a cane in there. Like, you know, I used my discernment, and I just felt he was lonely. So he ends up telling me that his wife just passed, and they used to go to Sleaze's all the time, and he asked me if I wanted to go to breakfast. And if my children weren't coming, and like, honestly, I would have. My one girlfriend was like, you should have went. And I think one day, if that's his place, I might pop up. But I did say to him, because remember the Blu-ray law of consent, like, I did say to him, I gave him the light codes. I said, you don't understand what you just did for me today. Like, for real. And he just kind of looked at me, and I was like, seriously, like, have a blessed day. Like, and I walked away, and I mouthed, I love you, you know? Like, I sent the light codes out, and it was gorgeous. And, you know, my twin flame woke up. I talked a little bit about what the situation, about this type of parasite that I don't like, and, you know, what they're triggering in me, but what I'm also cultivating and alchemizing with emotion. Like, I mean, maybe it was a test. Look how irritated his demon was. Like, what if I would have kept going? Like, what if I would keep going? Like, I'm going to drive this guy bananas until he fires me, you know, like, or whatever. But as a Blu-ray and as a pretty hardcore one, like, I've been in some real wild situations, like speaking my truth. Like, I've had people try to kill me, so I'm not trying to push it. Like, I push it just enough to see where my magic with the CK goes, like, just to see where my alchemy goes, like, how far like, where I'm at, you know what I mean? Like, where, so I can learn, teach, like, beforehand, so I can tell you what, you know. Whew, right, the breath work, man. So my kids came, like, they're all together, because they're all getting ready to change and separate again. It's incredible, but you know, since I don't like, I consider them attachments, yes, but I am not attached, like, they're like in a narc kind of, like, you're not an extension of me. I'm conscious. I know that this is their life, and where I live, it's a very depressed area, and I have no family, and I'm a big target here, and it's like, I'd rather I'm not. I roll with my 21-year-old most of the time. He is a crystal Blu-ray. You guys ever felt one of those? Wow. And an Aquarius in this age, like, wow. Like, I call him an angel, dude. Like, for real. Like, I'm a fallen. He is something else, dude. Like, he is truly gonna bridge the gap. Like, he is just so, he gets hurt when people don't understand it. He doesn't want to be upset. Just like, cool, man, like, whatever. Like, he's just so carefree and loving and non-judgmental, and he really, like, can see things from 1,000 different ways. And yeah, I'm like, so they're all having a good time, and he's even thinking about going with the girls, like Georgia, and, you know, I've got some things to finish up here. My other one's about to graduate, so he's like, Ma, and he's a Capricorn, he gets all shitty, and he's like, Ma, you're not really gonna, like, leave before I graduate, are you? I'm like, no, like, relax. Like, you're all getting the same from me, like, just relax. Like, but, yeah, I told you guys before in the videos, I have one of each element. Wow, they are just, like, such ongoing karmic lessons, and I get to, like, practice my guidance and my learn teach on them, and my patience, and, you know, being criticized, and like, realizing I made mistakes. And I mean, what better way to learn than with your children? Like, they hurt, and you hurt the most when you guys don't communicate effectively or see, like, are on the same wavelength, you know? So I'm just like, you know, I'm learning that, I'm not learning, I've known, but a lot of other people are learning this by watching that I have to wait for them to come to me, you know, at the age that they are. And then the two girls, it's like, oh my God, they're so emotionally intelligent. It's incredible. It's just so incredible. One's a Scorpio and one's a Sag. Wow. And their DNA is like, wow. Like, So, yeah, like, I'm laughing at this demon tonight. It's just hilarious to me. And, dude, you're a millionaire. Enjoy your life. Like, don't be so upset all the time. Like, you're gonna get wrinkles. Smile. Like, have a glass of apple juice from your breakfast bar, you know? They're gonna come for us, Blu-rays. Let's get off the hamster wheel. Let's start to play with it. You know? We can play in the dark. Let's see where it goes. Let's see what we can do with these individuals. This energy. Fuck individual, this energy, you know? So, you know, I manifested this great job Monday to work towards my goals and of working for myself, which I think Blu-rays should. Because remember, like they either love us or hate us, and usually, like, if it's like a bit, you know, if it's not another starseed or chosen and you're like working for them, like, they're coming for you. It's just very weird. It just is, though. It's just part of our energy grid. It's part of our contract. It's like what we signed up for. It's like, no, like, we're not complaining. It just is what it is. Like, once we get through our BS, you know what I mean? Like, once we get through all of our programming from all of the trauma and the, I'll tell you guys that story sometime. Oh, remind me to tell you guys the story about right before I started this channel, when I was in that void, when I had that ego death, and I was just like fucking lost for like a week. That was wild. I don't even, like, I might have to like free write on that one, because there was so much in that. Like, I mean, for those of you that just started watching me, my family were M's, if you know what I mean. And they were in the dark aspect of it. So they were S-slave. Like, they would S-slave me, and and my mother was my handler. So, like, I went through like tumultuous times, near-death experience, shock therapies, like medications, like, until I finally went like alkaline vegan. I healed myself. I started like doing work on my mind. Like, yeah, like, so, yeah, so Blu-rays are just, we have to get through that first and heal that, so we can get off that hamster wheel and heal like this karmic life, and then we can like move on, you know. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to do one in like you do it how you do it, Blu-rays. You can multitask. You are seventh dimensional, like, consciousness. You can do it all, you know. But, you know, like, it's important, like, what you unlock when you work on the self, when you, you know, you do that inner work, you deprogram, okay, so you can remember who you are. The kinder you are, the more you meet people with kindness, as much as you can, the more you stand up for your boundaries, speak. Blu-rays, we have to speak our truth. Our throat chakra has been closed for way too long. This is our light code. This is our magic. Like, I could be saying this right now, but I could be saying something else in like some other dimension somewhere. Like, you don't know what you're saying. you know? So that's why it's important to speak your truth, like to have the discernment, you know what I mean? Get the mind clear, because once you get the mind clear, you know, as an empath, like, you know what is theirs, what is yours, like you can start working from there. Like, that's beginner, you know? And you know, you go from there, you go from there, you go from there. Myself, I have been like, my spirit has been tuning me for a very, like, I was a station out of range. I am back in range. Like, I have been being tuned for consciously since my near death 16 years ago. So that was the first knock on the window of that new bird, and I was speaking to it telepathically. I was not letting it in. I still had limiting beliefs, and they were all egoic. I was not ready, but whoa, like, whoo, like, my whole life's been a dark night. Like, I even had a dark night with a twin flame, like, 1,000 times, you know? But, remind me to tell you about this one. This one I had to dissolve. They sent somebody for me in the S trade, and they like to collect, like transients and people that don't have a home and who are addicts, but who are also magicians. They're also alchemists. They could be even, you know, I don't know, like, they just M's, you know, and they send them. And when I was in welding school, my normal agent could not get to me anymore, way past that, and they moved him on to the music industry, which you know what happens when they move him on to that. Like he's graduated into that. He's sold enough of us out for that. So they sent somebody new. And this guy had, he was, what do you call it, neurodivergent, the autism. And my energy was so powerful, and I was able to spell him so powerful once I realized what he was trying to do to me, that he was telling me what was happening and whose guise he was under. And then finally, like, I pushed through it, though, like, as scared and triggered as I was, like, from them, and I knew what he was here for, and he was sleeping on my couch. It was such a juxtaposition that I had, and I was, like, doing mushrooms too, so, like, I had the biggest ego death. I was separated from my twin flame. I had completely said goodbye to him. I had just graduated. He was talking all that chosen shit, but, like, he didn't know what he was talking about. Like, he didn't know. He was still stuck on, like, the false reality. He was trying to traumatize me by show me like Auntie-Mame and, like, the Wizard of Oz and weird shit like that, and, like, do mushrooms. He was trying to spell me, and then, and I would go in the room and I would close the door, not because I was scared, in that aspect. I'll kill you, like, not like that. I'm talking about, like, he was casting over me while I was sleeping. And finally, one part of, like, with my throat chakra, I had to be like, yo, I need a break. Like, I need, you know, thank you for showing me how to do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. Like, I found the gratitude in it. I wasn't upset with him, but I also spoke the truth. I told him he was being used, what he was being used for. I said, I know what you're doing, because he would take our phones and put them in the other room when he wanted to tell me something. But these people are dying in the city, these M's. And the person that he is deployed by is he's basically like he's a trafficker, a big, you know, but he lures them in. That was his persona. That's what he was MK'd with since he was a kid, with a alter ego, like, let's call it, like, something rod, like, for a car. Like, I don't want to say the name in case, you know. So, and that was his alter ego. And cars were the thing. So cars were their front, but people were really, like, women were really there, you know. And his father is his handler. And I straight out told him I had to like let him go. I was like, listen, you have to make a choice. If you are truly like, you're like, I laugh, and he was like, I laugh in their face, I this, I that. I'm like, yeah, okay. I go, well, you were just trying to spell me, so don't play me. Like, you either are in or out. And guess what? He's out. He's out of my consciousness. He left. Yeah, honey.
I took the coffee and Christian at me.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. So, yeah, I went way too far. I guess I already told you the story. So, yes, keep smiling. Rise above it. You have been in the dark night all your life. This is nothing new. Start playing with it. Just, you created this. Play with it. Have fun. Stay peace, stay love, stay light.